We have new details tonight now that the mayor of Wyoming is facing federal charges for his alleged role in an election fraud scheme.
There are now calls for Mayor Kent Vanderwood to step down. 13 on your side's Josh Alberta spoke with one of those people. And Josh, what's he saying?
Well, the representative that serves the vast majority of the city of Wyoming is now one of at least 2 state lawmakers in the area, calling on Mayor Kent Vanderwood to either resign his position or recuse himself from his duties while the legal process plays out. Backlash intensifying after Wyoming Mayor Kent Vanderwood was one of 16 people charged for allegedly coordinating as fake electors to give the state's 2020 electoral votes to Donald Trump over the winner, Joe Biden.
That was a lie. They weren't the duly elected and qualified electors, and each of the defendants knew it. They carried out these actions with the hope and belief that the electoral votes of Michigan's 2020 election would be awarded to the candidate of their choosing instead of the candidate that Michigan voters actually chose.
In the wake of the charges, Democratic State Representative John Fitzgerald, who serves almost all of the city of Wyoming, is calling for Vanderwood, a Republican, to recuse himself from his duties.
I believe that Mayor Vanderwood has a responsibility to recuse himself from his official duties in order to make sure that this is not looming over all of the great things that are happening here in Wyoming.
One of Fitzgerald's colleagues, Democratic Representative Phil Skaggs of East Grand Rapids, calling for Vanderwood to resign altogether. Fitzgerald, however, advocating for recusal on Wednesday to, in his view, not allow the accusations to overshadow the city he represents.
This is something where we want to make sure that Wyoming, a top 15 population city in the state of Michigan, is seen in a good light still, because we have 77,000 incredible people who call this place home.
The Michigan Republican Party viewing the charges as potentially politically motivated. In a statement, the party said in part, quote, "It is crucial to recognize that despite being identified as a liberal, this AG constantly displays authoritarian tendencies and ambitions." Fitzgerald, however, urging patience.
I encourage everyone to trust the process, to trust the courts, to trust the judicial process by which we uphold in this country. You know, this is something that will play out, that will continue to be examined and investigated thoroughly.
And the city of Wyoming today says it's sticking to their statement from yesterday, saying in part, quote, "These actions did not take place in Vanderwood's capacity as a city official." They go on to say, quote, "With any charges, there is a legal process that needs to be followed." We also went to Vanderwood's home yesterday after the charges were announced and were told he had no comment. He is expected to be arraigned on August 10th. In the newsroom, Josh Alberta, 13 on your side.